If you go on to enjoy the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It does really help me out a lot. And if you're into Funko Pops, I've just started a brand new channel dedicated to them. The link for that can be found in the description. And beat the random lottery that is FIFA points by buying the coins direct from u7buy.com. Use code TVM at checkout for a 5% discount, or if you're a new customer, get 8% discount. The link is down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. I've just heard some very bad news. I don't think there's going to be a promo next week, and Team of the Season will start on the 23rd of April, which, of course, isn't very good for content creators because there's not going to be an awful lot to do. So you can expect an awful lot of Team of the Season predictions coming up. Let me know what card you're looking forward to Team of the Season wise in the comments, and of course that would be your prediction as well. We're going to talk about Tomori here today, though. 87 rated, AC Milan English, of course, which makes it, I mean, really good for linking with Smalling, for example, but also links into the Premier League, which is something that we've not seen an awful lot of in previous years. In real life, English players don't tend to move away, but last couple of years, Sancho, Jude Bellingham, Tomori, Smalling, we're getting some pretty decent English players out in other leagues. This guy is, I think he could be on the verge of, like, over, even just stat-wise, without even going into gameplay, taking over from the likes of, not taking over from Varane necessarily, but maybe going into a team with Varane. A lot of people use Varane, very overpowered, probably a card that you could have used at the very start all the way to the end. Tomori definitely in that bracket. He's definitely going to overtake the likes of Joe Gomez and such. So, 90 sprint speed, 83 acceleration is a very good place to start for a centre-back. We've got 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Medium work rates is probably the only real downside to the entire card, actually, including the in-game stats. If he had a high defensive work rate, we'd be laughing. 6'1", which is good for a centre-back. And then you've got, you know, decent stats here or there other than the defending stats. So what I mean is 88 reactions is good, 85 composure is good, 82 agility is decent. It's not amazing, but it's decent. 73, 74 for balance, ball control and dribbling. And then we have 85 short passing. He's got really good physicals. Stamina's only 81, but as a centre-back, that's fine. 90 strength is banging. 85 aggression is also pretty damn good. And then, of course, his defensive stats themselves, mid to high 80s and a very low 91. I say very low as in very low 90s. 91 stand tackle, which is, I mean, that's great, right? I mean, you give him a shadow or an anchor, and all of a sudden, you have a defender to end all other defenders. The team I've got him in is a bit of a weird one. If you've seen the Adama Traore review, you'll know exactly how I feel about him. But of course, you won't know how I feel about Tomori, even though they're in the same team, because they're at the opposite ends of the field. We have Dalot next to him, which, I mean, I've packed him about 400 times already. Hope I don't ever pack him again, please. Don't ever release a party bag with those future stars in them. But to talk about Tomori, I'm not going to try and make direct comparisons with Joe Gomez or Rafael Varane if I can help it, but it's more than likely going to come out because that's the kind of standard he needs to beat, really, because those are the defenders that get used more often than not. You know, Rafael Varane is in nearly everyone's team. It's boring, but it works, right? So get over it, I suppose, is the message. I don't use him personally because I try not to be boring. It gets on my nerves every time I go into a game against him. Same with Joe Gomez. Not because they're that good, it's just that they're in everyone's team. So I try to be a little bit different. I like, you know, the likes of Hermoso. Kyle Walker's inform card is one of the best, if not the best defenders I think I've ever used. I'm a big fan of Cannavaro's icon card that was in the icon SBC. This card, though, this card is up there. He is absolutely fantastic in game. There isn't really that much to speak of in sort of terms of negative. The only thing I could really find, and I've already mentioned it, is that medium defensive work rate. Now, you can argue that if you tell, I don't know why I took a penalty with Tomori, but I think I'd already got like quite a few clips with Adama in that game, and Tomori was lacking. Didn't even have a chem style on him at that point. I do end up putting a chem style on him. You would have seen that at the beginning, what chem style I decided to choose. I can't remember what I chose. Was it a shadow or an anchor? It was one of those two. I think it probably was a shadow. I don't know, in hindsight, maybe I would choose anchor because I think his pace is actually enough. He's very fast. He's not the most agile of players, but he's agile enough. Now, if you use the likes of Kyle Walker, you will know exactly what the benefits are of having a centre-back with pace to burn. Tomori is a centre-back with pace to burn. And that is the difference between using a full-back out of position and using an actual centre-back who can defend, intercept, and then deal with that problem and get rid of it. Now, I'm trying a little bit of an ambitious ball there. Does it come off? No, not really, but I thought I'd give it a go anyway. He does have a 4-star weak foot, and of course, if you need to use them, he has 5-star skills. I'm not interested in the skills. Means absolutely nothing to me whatsoever. I didn't try one 5-star skill move. Last year, I wouldn't say I made the mistake, but last year I fell into the trap of trying out these 5-star skill defenders in hope that they would be enjoyable. And they're just not really, because they're not meant to do skills. So even though they're capable of doing elasticos and what have you, they're just not very good at doing them. So even though they do them, they don't come off very well. And same with goalkeepers. You know, last year it was Pope, this year's Mandanda. I haven't even tried giving the ball to Mandanda or a 5-star skiller centre-back. Hermoso actually is one of those 5-star skiller centre-backs that I've seen perform a couple of skill moves, and they don't look horrendous. So I'm sure Tomori would be able to perform them. They'll just be a little bit on the slower side, and they won't look that great, purely because he has 74 ball control and 73 dribbling. If you decide that you want to take Tomori and run the length of the field with him, you might want to give him some sort of chem style that's going to boost up that ball control and that dribbling to try and help him perform those skill moves a little bit better. And that's, I suppose, kind of one of the reasons why I've seen a few people use, well, not use, but suggest to use Tomori, if you will, with like engines and stuff like that, because obviously it's going to boost other stats that may help him. But in terms of just a pure defender, I don't often advocate expensive players or advocate the purchase of expensive players. But on this occasion, I am going to make an exception, because this is a card that, even though on paper will get eclipsed by several Team of the Season cards, this is a card you could put into your team right now and leave there until the game is dead and buried and the new one comes out. I know a lot of people say, oh, the game's already dead and buried, but you know what I mean. When September rolls around, hopefully, and the new FIFA drops, as it always does, that's when you can say goodbye to Tomori. I'll see you in the next FIFA, you know, because I think this is going to be a card that is going to be a little bit overpowered, and enough overpowered to be able to see out all the Team of the Season competitors that come and be able to beat them. He's very fast, he's very good on the floor, his heading is solid, he's very strong, he's got reasonably good agility, so he can jockey quite quickly. There is nothing really about this card I don't like. I'd love him to have a high defensive work rate, but in all honesty, if you've got your centre-backs set to get back or stay back, not a problem, he will stay back. Absolutely fantastic card. Yes, it's expensive, but it's an investment for the rest of the game. It's the way I see it. Let me know what you think of the card in the comments. If you have enjoyed this video, of course, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.